Good evening, everybody. Who have we got in so far then? Who's going to be the first one on the scene with the first message of the night? I think this could be the longest we've gone without getting our first message. Nearly 20 seconds. Well. There we go. Someone's in. Who is it? Oliver Davis first. Aaron Day. Good to have you guys all back. Phelpsy's in. Aiden's in. Please cheer me up after Friday. Mate, I don't know what I can do about that. With my work, I went to go and see a customer who was going to go and watch that game. I said, well, I hope you win. As they were losing, I just thought, oh, fucking hell. That's a hell of a trip to go and watch them lose. Georgie Taff, looking forward to Saturday. Yeah. For those of you who don't know, one of our fans, Robert Powell, he died today. Was a nice guy, Rob. Absolutely loved the county. He loved his Welsh heritage. He loved his Irish heritage. He loved Glasgow Celtic as well, and was a good guy. And unfortunately, we lost him today. Good boy, Rob was. So obviously, thoughts are with his loved ones, his family, his closer friends. Really sad news, guys. Really sad news today. But what's going on then, guys? Let's kick it off with some questions then, shall we? What we got? Some nice tributes to Rob. Cheers, guys. Appreciated. Yeah, referee was one of them, and their manager was an even bigger one as well. Got to agree there, Harrison Dowling. Don't recognise your name. Have you been in before, mate? Keep coming if you haven't. If you have, then obviously I'm doing something right for you to have come back. So Georgie, yes, definitely looking forward to come to see you, mate. What I'll have to do, Georgie, is I'm going to have to get you on Facebook. If you look for me on Facebook, my name's Chris Silverthorne. If you type that in, it's Silverthorne. Find me on Facebook, I'll add you, and then we can look at meeting up so we can say hello when I come up. I will definitely be coming up. Lee Saunders, Josh Hume was at the game sat. Would you sign him in January? I think the loan window's still open. I think it closes in November. So we could sign him now, really. Bluebirds, good to see you again on Saturday, mate. Keep coming. Whenever the Cardiff are away and you can't go, keep coming to watch the county. There's a good lad. Thoughts on Koeman? Well, the results spoke for themselves, really, didn't they? There's not a lot, really, you can do to protect him. He's spent a lot of money. He's put together a team that should have been, top 10 easily. And, they're down at the bottom. That's bloody mental, Phelpsy, starting 11 for Saturday was the 11 that came off the pitch last Saturday, to be honest with you. I think we looked the best we've looked in that second half, and we just couldn't get that goal. That keeper, mind you, was out of this world, wasn't he? He looked like an 80-year-old bloke as well, he did. But the starting 11 the starting 11 should be the 11 that finished on Saturday, in my opinion. All right, Harrison, was stood by you on Saturday. Good man. Were you singing along as well? Georgie, looking forward to adding you, mate. Number 15 played good. Yeah, that's Mikulski. Absolute diamond that bloke is. I hope we get to keep him for a bit longer. Would you change Spitty the dog? Couldn't change Spitty the dog, really, could we? I mean, we're just so used to having him. I think it'd be like sacrilege taking Spitty the dog out of the equation. What are you thinking for Saturday's game? Oh, you're taking it out. Okay, so Marusi 15 Gaming. I hope I've said that right, mate. Hi to you too. Swansea going down? Probably not. I'd say probably not. I think Paul Clement is tactically a good coach. I think I can't see Swansea going down. I think there's a few weaker teams in the Premier League this year. I think they're lucky, mind you, though, because I think in other seasons, I think the squad that they've got now that would struggle to stay up. Sheehan's still currently not 100% fit. January is probably going to be the time. It'd be nice to have him back, I can say that much. He was an absolute diamond for us, and it's a shame he's not going to be going to see if Lightning would strike twice with the goal he scored against Notts County last season. Okay, don't I think the 11 that ended the game on Saturday was a bit attacking as a starting team? Well, there's plenty of teams that get good results from being able to go forward. The thing that we got is a good defence still. We've still got a good defence, and we got a battling midfield, and we got wing backs that will come back. As long as we, at the end of the day, Pipe would be in the starting 11 then. Butler would still be in the starting 11. And we'd still have 2 at the back. We still have Demetriou and I think, did O'Brien go off? And White. So basically, whoever came off that pitch, I think should start. I think we've got enough about us to be an attacking team. Well, what's my thoughts ahead of Saturday's game? So, for those of you who don't know, Georgie is a Notts County supporter, but he's a regular on these live streams. Georgie, my thoughts ahead of Saturday's game is that it's going to be a tough game. I think, even though we're in a good position, I think a lot of your supporters, I know obviously yourself, you wouldn't expect to beat us. It's like we don't expect to come up and beat you. But a lot of your fans would expect a win, especially for the fact you're at home. And I think we're going to make it a lot more difficult for you than a lot of your fans would think. But we're not going to come up expecting to win. No, absolutely no way. So it's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a good game as well. And looking forward to the trip, to be honest with you, mate. Right, Aidan, saw some Welsh relatives Saturday. Weren't happy when I said I follow County. Why, who do they like? Who's their team then, Aidan? Lee Saunders, if someone bid 100k for Labadi in January, would you take it? No. Because Labadi is the engine that makes us go, basically. And 100k isn't enough to take our engine away, basically. Simple as that. Bobby Beckford, do you think Mikulski should start over Newblay, or is he better playing as a substitute? I think he should start, but I think Newblay should start as well, and I think Amon should start. Basically, the 11 that came off the field should start. So Marussia Gaming, I'm an Exeter fan, but I love County fans. Fair play. I gotta be fair, I got a bit of a soft spot for Exeter because of my dislike for Plymouth. Not so much their fans, it's just, we've had such a rough time of it whenever we've come up against Plymouth in the past, and especially last season. I mean, they took Anfield from us. They beat us 3-1 in a game where they had 2 penalties they shouldn't have got, and they sent our goalkeeper off when he shouldn't have been sent off. Maybe the penalty was right, but the sending of the goalkeeper off was bad. And the other thing as well was obviously the 6-1, which could have sent us down on goal difference, because if we hadn't lost that 6-1, if we'd only lost it like 3-1, then the goal difference wouldn't have been a big factor. But end of the day, we survived, but through no help of Plymouth, because if we'd have gone to Anfield, we'd have had the resource to save ourselves anyway. Rob Parsons, I would drop him on. That's a bold one, that one is, mate. I think no player is safe from being chopped out of the team. But at the same time, Amond is the kind of player that's just going to pop up and just score a goal out of nothing, like where we beat Charlton 1-0. He just scored the goal out of nothing. You never know when he's going to be in the right place at the right time. Mansfield holding for a draw shows that teams are happy for a point at Rodney Parade. And I'll tell you something, right? A lot of teams come at us at Rodney Parade because they know that we've got to go for the game because we're the home team. It's nice when people sit back and would happily take a point. It just goes to show how far we've come as a team. Georgie, personally thinking when I'm on the score for you, we're on the Magician George Grant to get one late on, but very undeserved. Reckon you'll get a better chance of winning. Well, at the end of the day, you're doing well. You're doing really well. But, you've had your hiccups. I mean, you nearly lost to Forest Green and we went and pumped them 4-0. It just goes to show, I mean, this division is so topsy-turvy. I mean, we lost 1-0 at Exeter, but you went and won there 3-0. You never know. You never know. Wait, Merthyr Town, Marussia Gaming. So, let's have a look. Alright, okay. What's made you bring up Merthyr, mate? Eden, Swansea fans, sad times. Well, Swansea fans, yeah. I mean, there's not really a dislike between us and Swansea, though, is there? You can understand if it was... Even Cardiff fans quite like us now. I find it quite condescending, personally. But, I mean, if we can all get on and the whole together stronger thing works for the Welsh national team, then, I'm game for that, Jamie Franco, I love you. Well, I wish I could say the same, mate, but I'm not that way inclined. No, sorry, mate, no. I just take it as a compliment. I'm obviously doing something right. Cheers, mate. Hate Plymouth, yeah, fair enough. I understand why. Don't think you can play Bennett and Tozer together in midfield, too defensive. Bennett, for me, played well as an anchor. Tozer, it gave Tozer the rein to show a bit more skill and not have to rely on defensive work in the midfield. And Tozer, coming forward, does look good. So Jamie Francombe, joking, oh, good man. Would you start Mikulski over Amond? I'd start them both together. I'd go 3 up front. I'd go with Mikulski, Amond and Nubly. I think if we cause a team as many problems as they're likely to cause us, when we got 3 players like that up front, Amond, who can score goals out of nothing, Mikulski, who will terrorise the defence, Nubly, who will just smash his way through. I mean, when we got 3 players like that up front, you know, and 4 at the back, and 3 good central midfielders, you know, one an attacking, one an orthodox, and one a defensive. So that's what we say. Rigg would be the attacking, Tozer would be the orthodox, Bennett would be the defensive, and then obviously Pipe and Butler will alternate on coming forward depending on which side the attack is going. And I think we can have a good shape with that one. So Phelpsy, would like to see us go for it Saturday. Yeah, same here, mate. 3-4-3 in there. That is going for it. O'Brien, Dimmy, Bennett, yeah. Butler, Tozer, Dolan, Wilmot or Pipe, depending on Wilmot's fitness, of course. Front 3, Mikulski. Yeah, I think Mikulski, Nubly and Amon. But where would you play Ben White, mate? Where would you play Ben White? Aiden, would you take back Alex Rodman? Absolutely. In a heartbeat. Fantastic winger. Was great for us. Was gutted when he left. He went to Notts County, funny enough, and now he's top of League One with bloody Shrewsbury. It's mental, isn't it? Would never drop Amand, always a goal. Yeah, exactly. It's like Torres, Fernando Torres at Liverpool. There was always goals in him. Basically, Fernando Torres would have, well, when he was playing for Liverpool, would have a game and for 85 minutes would do absolutely nothing. You think, what the bloody hell's happened to this bloke? And all of a sudden, bang, out of nowhere, goal. Liverpool would win that game. That's the kind of player Amond. I'm not saying Amond is Fernando Torres. I mean, you haven't got Torres' pace that he had, and obviously you can't whack the ball like Torres used to be able to. But you know, the principle of it is the same. You just make something happen out of nothing. So that's why I think Amond shouldn't be dropped unless he just plays a complete stinker of a game, because he still ran around, he still made play, he still played well as a forward that can get in amongst the midfield play, if you know what I mean. Ellis Williams, I'm late, who cares? Yeah, better late than never, mate. Georgie, we only lost once at home since January, but we're playing shit at the moment. Well, I mean, we haven't been great at the moment, to be honest with you. I mean, we should have battered Mansfield. Colchester was a blip, and well, other than that, we've been all right. But Colchester was a bit of a, you know, an eye opener, just to show that, you know, we're not just going to steamroll everybody. Because we tried to do exactly what we've done to everybody else, and Colchester just didn't take any of it. You know, they wouldn't let us. Mansfield, it was just a matter of their keeper was that good, and the referee was that bad. Liam Phelps, Bennett doesn't have the legs in midfield. It's a good point, maybe, yeah. Bennett has to play somewhere though, and if he plays as the anchor. You know, I mean, just as the anchor, so we haven't got to go forward, you can let the wing backs go. He can be there to break up any potential counter attacks with whoever stays back. Aaron Day, who do you think will win the Ballon d'Or when Messi and Ronaldo retire? It's going to be Neymar and or Suarez, but I think that Dembele bloke at Barcelona's looking prime to get onto it, and Mbappe obviously is looking like a future Ballon d'Or winner. I think Harry Kane has got to be in the mix somewhere along that line as well. And I think Philippe Coutinho as well. I think, you know, once Messi and Ronaldo retire, it's going to blow the Ballon d'Or wide open, because there's so many players who could get it. But while Messi and Ronaldo are playing, there's no one else who could get it. Gareth Bale's another one. You know, he's never won it before. Maybe it's time for him to get one. Get a Welshman on the board, innit? Right, yes, Moosia Gaming, we do have a player called Scott Bennett. I know he used to play for you. He also used to play for George's team, Notts County too, but playing for us now. And top bloke, nice guy to talk to as well. and he's always played well for us. Thoughts on Graham Wesley, 99% going to Gillingham. Now, Georgie, you're going to end up getting Chris Ball involved in this if he's not already in you. Graham Wesley is possibly the worst manager County have ever had. He's the biggest bullshitter. He's got the gift of the gab. He can give it all that, but he's not a good football manager. Whatever he did at Stevenage was it had to be. There had to be someone else on the scene that was making that magic happen, because it certainly didn't come from him. I mean, he just seemed to bring a dark cloud over us. And the moment he left and the moment Flinney took charge, that storm cloud went, the sunshine shone through, and we managed to make it enough to keep us up. So Graham Wesley, if he gets a job at Gillingham, I think he's talked his way in, because there's nothing else worthy of him to get another job in football management. Scarbs, hi Taff. Hi Scarbs, how are you, mate? Rob Parsons, Newbury on one wing, Wilmot on the other, with Amon, Mikulski up front, Tozer, Labardi in midfield. Yeah, just Labardi's injured at the moment, unfortunately. But Labardi's my favourite County player. Absolutely, 100% my favourite. Pipe O'Brien, Demi White, that's my team. Yeah, fair play. If only Labardi was fit, but then I'd put Regan in his place on that one. Will West Ham go down? One nice easy answer, no. But to make it a bit more complicated, if they don't sack Slaven Bilic soon, it might happen. Although I do feel for Bilic, I think he did well, and I got the feeling that a lot of the signings that have come into West Ham and the players that have moved on, it's not been down to him. I think the old Payet thing, I think that's when it all started really going wrong for you. But I think moving from Upton Park was the big thing. Your supporters have just got to get used to being into that big team mentality now. You're not, I'm not saying that you're a small club, but you were this, feisty, intimidating supporter base who, right close to the pitch, would create a kind of atmosphere that would lift whoever you had in your team to playing at their absolute best. You've still got that about you. All you got to do is just channel it in a better way in that stadium. I mean, I know it's a big stadium. I know it's difficult to get the atmosphere going, but your West Ham supporters, that's what you do best. I just don't understand why you're fighting each other and not coming together like you used to. You're at a different home, but you're still the same team. That's my little speech on West Ham. I think you're too big of a club to go out at the Premier League again. Just Bilic, I hope he can turn it round, but I think time's pretty much run out for him, especially with Koeman getting sacked today as well. Phelpsy, drop Ben White, he's been out of sorts of late. No, I think the Luton game he was out of sorts. I don't think since then. I think maybe Colchester he could have been better, but I thought he was great against Mansfield, and he was unfortunate not to get himself a defensive clean sheet. But it looks knackered. Well, if you think he's looking tired, I mean, he's not used to playing full-time senior football. He's only really been playing development football with Brighton, so maybe a game off every now and again might help him recharge his battery. So you might have a point there, Phelps. Fair play. Ellis Williams, give Mikulski a start. Newblay has found his form. The two lethal together. Newblay is looking good, getting the ball into the box. Mikulski is obviously scoring the goals, but so is Amons. You've got to play the three together. You've got to find a way of playing the three up top, I think. Alright, Marussia Gaming. Best ground in League 2 and worst ground you've been to. Worst ground is Forest Green. I think it's the worst club in the Football League as well. I hate them. I can't stand them. Nothing against if any Forest Green fans are in here. They're your club. It's just I just don't like what the club stands for with the current ownership. Other than that, I got nothing against you, but it's just the way, the old vegan thing, the old, sea shepherd hippie mentality, tree hugging, eating food that's been grown in shit. I just don't like that sort of scene. I don't think it belongs in football. I don't think taking the choice away from people who enjoy a burger or a hot dog at the football is a good thing to lead with. So I at the moment, Forest Green, I hope they fail. But if that guy pees off and somebody else comes in and just makes them into a normal football club, then it's a nice little story. It's just a shame that you're owned by who you're owned by at the moment. Right, so the worst ground I've been to, so that's Forest Green. The best ground I've been to is quite easily, hands down, in League Two, has got to be the Ricoh Arena, Coventry. Absolute beautiful stadium. And it's one of those things I'd die for County to have a stadium like that. Absolutely. Scavs, thoughts on 4-4-2? I know the formation's outdated, but I think 4-4-2 has always been the best formation. It's always the perfect mix in each position. Pipe, White, O'Brien, Butler, Wilmot, Labardi. Only thing, Labardi's out injured still. Tozer, Rigg, Amond, Mikulski. Only thing is though, where does Dimitriou play? Can't leave Dimitriou out. These owners, Bennett is better in defence. I got to agree with that. It's just at the moment we need a player that's gonna bully and own that midfield, and Bennett's the one to do it. Unfortunately, not so much unfortunately, but Bennett is the one that does that in midfield for us. So, in Labadie's absence, of course. Bluebirds TV. Will you be going to the Wales friend? When is the next Wales friendly? I'm not actually sure. I've been focusing so much on county these days. Sulking over Wales not making the World Cup. I've not even thought of when the friendlies are. Ellis Williams. Amon's not strong enough for bulk defenders. They bully him. I think he knows how to hold his own, Amon. But the thing is, it doesn't matter if he's being bullied if he's standing in the right place at the right time to stick the ball in the net, which he has done many a time for us so far this season. Right. Rob Parsons. Some of the players are looking too comfortable. I think they need to be dropped. When Mikulski came on Saturday and scored, Nubley upped his game. Look where we. That's a very, very good point, Rob. And that's the thing. When people are too comfortable thinking, "Oh, I'm the first name on the team sheet. I'm getting the game today," they get dropped, and it's like, "Oh shit," If somebody comes on and actually does better than them, that's going to have the same effect. They're going to think, "Oh shit, I'm going to get dropped next game if unless I up my game." Yeah, competition for places is the most healthy thing in a football squad. When you've got a good enough squad that your better players don't feel comfortable that they're going to be starting every game. And look at Matt Dolan, for example, great player, one of our better players. He got dropped for a few games. It just goes to show. So Aaron Day, Rigg first touch of my heart stopping. Rigg, in which way? Good way or bad way? So Scabs, I missed Rigg's first touch. Can someone explain what it was? Right, okay. Marussia Gaming, agree. Would that be to do with Forest Green and Coventry? Rob Parsons, Graham Wesley for Forest Green. I'll tell you what, that gives me a reason to hate them a little bit more then. 5:15 kick-off, Walsall home, thoughts on it? I'm happy enough for the 5:15 kick-off if the club's going to make money out of the TV thing. That's pretty much it, yeah. A nice day to start my Christmas shopping as well. That's another good one. FGR rant is back. Ha. TV time. TV in which way, mate? Marussia Gaming. I went a month ago to Ricoh. It's it was built for them to be in the Premier League with it. It is a beautiful, massive stadium. What do you make of the casino though? That was mental. Or were you old enough to go into the casino? You have to be 18 to go in that. Are you 18? Did you go in there? If you didn't, wait till you get in there. Beautiful. Bluebirds TV. S4C putting you in the TV in FA Cup. Yeah, S4C putting us on TV, but there will be an English sort of speaking commentary. So. There we go. I mean, the English people can watch it as well. But I'm from Newport. Welsh was like once a fortnight on my curriculum. So, Paldroid, and that's football, and that's about it. Lee Saunders, how many penalties should we have had? Numerous, mate. I lost count. Absolutely. We should have had many penalties in that game. The shirt tugging was from the very beginning right to the very end. And he let them get away with it. Charles Breakspear, who gave a penalty to Luton in both of our games last season, and who remembers the one away, the Luton penalty away, absolutely awful decision. And he comes to our ground and denies us penalties when we should have had about 5 or 6 of them. It's mental. Breakspear, absolute cock. M. Fisher, hi Taff from Canada. Hey, we're going international now, guys. Happy days. This might be old news. What's the score with Barn and Bob? To be honest with you, mate, I think it's just a matter of that. He just fell down in the pecking order. Flynn still values him because he's been on the bench lately. So he may end up making an appearance. It's just he's like third in line to play right wing back at the moment. But I would look at using him as a winger. He's got so much pace and he can dribble and he can get the ball into the box. I would like to see him play as a winger. But Flynn's the boss and he's doing a good job at the moment. So whatever Flynn goes with, I'll back him. Liam Phelps, my opinion, can't play a back four. With Kane, our best creative player is arguably Butler, most assists. He can't play left back, wing back. He's class. He should be. I think Butler should play left midfield or left wing. He's a good dribbler. He can pass and he can get. As you say, he's got a fantastic ball in the box. He does get a lot of assists from his balls into the box. So yeah, absolutely. But I play Butler as a left winger with White at left back or Demetrio at left back. Rob Parsons' message retracted. Let's hope he's put something else down here. Ellis Williams, I think the thing with Newblay is he's lazy when he's playing as a winger. He had to go back and defend Chesterfield. That's why he gets knackered. That's a good point as well, mate. Yeah, Newblay is used to standing up front, creating and scoring. Not scoring too many in his previous clubs, but he's obviously doing decently with us. When he's, if you're not used to running an awful lot as a striker, when you put it on the wing and you've got to track back to help you right back, yeah, I get exactly where you're coming from. That's a very, very good point, mate. Not old enough. Well, soon enough, mate. If they're still in the same division, when you do get old enough, the casino's absolutely out of this world. Will Katie be on TV anytime soon? Yes, mate, yes. We're going to be on S4C. If you're on Sky, you will have access to S4C. Basically, we're playing Walsall in the FA Cup third round. That is not this Saturday, Saturday after 5:15 kick-off. You can catch us on TV then. Rob Parsons, Wrigley scored own goal off first touch. Oh, I think I must have missed that then. Okay. I'm glad I missed it because I'd probably died. Big man's in. Sorry I'm late doing my bloody homework. Well, school comes first, mate. Absolutely. Right. Breakspear, 2 wins, last 11. Last 2, Blue Square North. Right, okay. Some statistics from Mr. Ball. Breakspear, the possibly one of the worst referees we've ever had. Trevor Kettle is bad, and so is... who's the fat one? Huxtable, yeah. Liam Phelps. How good can Harry Kane be, in your opinion? Harry Kane can surpass Alan Shearer's Premier League goal-scoring record. I think he could be a future Ballon d'Or winner, as we mentioned earlier. I think if he doesn't stay in the Premier League, he obviously won't beat Alan Shearer's scoring record, but he will end up at a Real Madrid or a Barcelona. But I think he'll stay in the Premier League. Sorry, guys. I got a feeling he'll stay in the Premier League unless the money is just ridiculous. Maybe Paris Saint-Germain might tempt him with 500 grand a week, but Harry Kane is going to be one of the greatest England strikers to ever live, in my opinion. High from England, yeah. Nice one, Marussia, nice one. Ellis Williams, he can stay up when we lose possession and recharge his batteries. Yeah, if he stays in the centre, then yes, typically central strikers will sort of stay forward, waiting for the ball to come up over the top. Waiting for the counter attack. That's what I was looking for. Big man. Sorry, I didn't say hi, Ellis. I forgot. The Graham Wesley lover Chris is in. GW, my idol. Fucking mental. Newbley waits till the defenders get tired, then he paints his. Yeah, fair enough. He knows how to get past them. Hope we smash Spurs on Wednesday. Hate everything about them scumbags. I tell you what, Aidan, the one thing that I just haven't got is the fact that every London club hates Tottenham. Everyone seems to hate Tottenham. Sorry, guys, sorry. So Tottenham, what is it about Tottenham that everybody hates so much? Can you enlighten us, please, mate? When Sky Sports going to broadcast Newport? Probably never. This is our 5th season in the Football League, and we've had 0 league games put on Sky Sports, but Premier Sports, when we were in the conference in 2012-2013, we had 8 live games. 8 live league conference games. 8 live conference games. Obviously, 3 of them were playoff games, but still 5 regular season games as well in one season. And we've had 0 league games now into our 5th season. Mental. You can get S4C on BBC iPlayer. There you go. For those of you who didn't know, S4C on BBC iPlayer. S4C, that channel that shows Welsh Premier League. Yeah, it shows Welsh Premier League. It also shows a programme called Scorio, which must be Welsh for score. Maybe. I don't know. It shows the Welsh Premier League. It shows all the Welsh teams in the English League as well. And there is an English option. I'm sure there will be. There usually is an English option in the commentary. Alright, so Big Man was just to the right of us last week. Get in with us and get the bouncing going, mate. They claim they're anti-Semitic when they sing about being Yids. Can't have it both ways. I mean, I'm not going to get into the old political, identity politics kind of thing right now. That's another debate for me to have another time. But, no, I understand where you're coming from there, mate, absolutely. Went to Tottenham versus Swansea, Tottenham fans are crap. Well, that's another thing I hear a lot of, is that Tottenham fans are shit. Oh well. So I'd imagine a lot of the hatred for them comes during the hooliganism days. Apparently they were a little bit naughtier than some. Obviously not as naughty as West Ham and Millwall, of course, but apparently Tottenham were notorious for being categorically hated back in them days as well. So, the more I know, the more I can understand it then. Okay, Big Man, great news. I might be away on Saturday, so I'll be able to watch. There you go. National League gets more coverage than League 2 and 1 put together. Now that's mad. But then I suppose Sky Sports rules the roost, and they bum the Premier League, didn't they? It's all about the Premier League with them, and they'll show a few lower league teams just to keep the Football League happy. But it's not enough. There should be at least one League 2 game on every weekend. There should be at least one League 1, 2 Championship, 1 League 1, 1 League 2. And maybe one or two less Premier League. There should always be a Friday night football, which would be one of the leagues. There should always be an early or late kick-off on a Saturday, one of the leagues, and there should always be a game on a Sunday. So you could have your Friday night football could be a Championship, early kick-off on a Saturday could be League 1, late kick-off on a Saturday could be League 2, and then the Sunday could be the Championship again. Easy to divvy out like that, isn't it? But no, let's just fill it full of Premier League. Let's all go and watch friggin' Burnley versus Leicester. Great. I'm sure everybody wants to see that, don't they? Absolute joke. Parsons, good crowd Saturday. It was. Did not think we would get that many with the weather. Yeah, it just goes to show that last season did a lot for us. Especially with our support. So it's great to see so many people turning up. Exeter is always on Sky. Don't rub it in, mate. Big Man up. Opinions on Steve Evans. I think he's a moany-faced twat, to be honest with you. All he did all game was moan as much as he could, just to try and influence the officials, but it didn't work because he got drowned out by a slot behind the dugout, as Fliddy predicted we would. Yeah, we made a right mug out of him. Ellis Williams. Coventry have only conceded 2 at home this season versus Newport and FGR, both times lost. When they have won, they haven't conceded. It goes to show how good of a win it was for us then. To actually get the 3 points there, it just goes to show exactly what we can do. Great striker for Toronto FC, Sebastian Giovinco. Oh, this is the guy from Canada, yeah, of course. I take it, is Toronto where you're from in Canada, mate? From Italy, not sure how he got this side of the pond, would do well in the Premier League. Google. I know who Sebastian Giovinco is, and he was an aspiring forward for Juventus. And he's always been good on like your football managers and your FIFAs and that, but he just never seemed to live up to his potential. But it just goes to show how much of improvement there's been in the MLS, because you get quite a lot of decent strikers who are still in their prime who are going over there to play. I mean, Giovanni Dos Santos went to go and play for LA Galaxy, for example. I mean, MLS is getting better every year. And they got to keep bringing in the imports if they want to improve it. And players like Giovinco, they've got to be more where he come from to make the game even better over there. But Giovinco could do a job in the Premier League, but it would be a big risk for him to take if he didn't make it and missed out on his regular game time. Would he get back in the Italy squad though? Probably not. Italy are looking at, they're getting a lot of good forwards at the moment. Italy are. So I don't think it'd be a place for him in the Italian national team. So he may as well earn good money playing for Toronto and carry on playing every game and scoring goals. Aiden, West Ham. Oh yeah, Aiden, of course. Maiden End get more games than Blackburn Rovers. Here we go. That just says it all, doesn't it? That's just Sky Sports and their bumming of the Premier League. Steve Evans is a skinny twat, yeah. All right, Rob, I won't go on about the size of yourself, but Steve Evans is a proper fat twat, isn't he? And his mate, I can't remember what his name was, but is number 2, he was a fat twat too. Steve Evans, oh God. So, Chris Ball, that's the only thing we don't have in common, mate, I think, is the fact that you think the world of Steve Evans and Graham Wesley, and I can't frigging stand either of them. There you go, big man Giovinco as a boss. Yeah, he's doing a great job in the MLS, and he could be an MLS legend. So why take the chance? I mean, obviously, if you're ambitious enough and you want to progress in the game and win bigger trophies, then fine, yeah, give the Premier League a go, and there may be one or two teams who will be willing to take him. But at the end of the day, do you want to be remembered as someone who failed in the Premier League or became a legend in the Major League Soccer? You know, I know what I prefer to be. I mean, I'm just different. Some people want to make the most of their career. Me, I'm the kind of person I'd like to be remembered somewhere. You know, for sticking by someone and giving them my all and being loved by their supporters. You know, and having my name sung about, you know, for years to come. And that's just me. That is. All right, Liam Phelps. Steve Evans is good at what he does, and fair play. Not many better in this division, really. I gotta disagree with that one, unfortunately, Phelps. Steve Evans got a lot of money to spend, a load of money to spend, and he hasn't put together a great team. He's put a lot of good individuals together, but they're not a good team. Now you look at managers in this division like Gareth Ainsworth and Paul Tidsdale, who's actually been doing it for those two teams, keeping them in the top half constantly. And not on big budgets either. You know, I think managers like that should be looked up to a lot more than someone like Steve Evans, because I think Steve Evans reminds me of Alex Ferguson. You know, cheap tactics. You know, getting your players to cheat and dive and influence referees and things like that. I mean, you know, mind games with other managers. I mean, it's not about whether you can pick a better football team than the other guy. It's you got to harness every advantage that you can possibly get yourself, and I don't like that. I don't like that. You either put a good team together and get success in an honest way, or there's no point looking up to you. Lisa and Steve Evans saying we're a long ball team. Absolutely sour grapes. A lot like Harry Kewell with Crawley. Sour grapes. So opinions on Yaya Toure. I didn't even know Yaya Toure had moved to New York City. Wow. Well, he'd be a good player for them, fair play. Even though SE did accuse us, we did play a lot of long ball. Yeah, it's because we got pacey forwards, we got wingers, we got players like Newbley. Look, at the end of the day, we're going to play the game to our advantage, but we still played the ball on the deck an awful lot and played it through our midfield, you know, with Tozer, with Dolan, and with, Rigg. You know, we did play a lot of good football too, but, you know, that's the stuff that he was ignoring. Too busy bloody shouting at the fourth official. Ellis Williams, I think we should all bounce when we sing. Yeah, that's one thing I want to get, is a bit of bouncing, but you tend to find it's a bit too dead in our area these days, and it's a shame. But there are people that used to get the atmosphere going really well who haven't been standing with us, but I'm hoping soon they may be coming back, so fingers crossed. Marussia Gaming, I wish League 2 teams could live stream the games. I mean, at the end of the day, the Football League, you know, what are you really making on showing highlights, you know, when you could put, you know, when people could just do a live stream of it. I think they are available to people internationally if you've got your clubs I follow and you're not living in the country. But yeah, I don't think it would matter all that much, to be honest with you, but just the Football League, they're tight. Aidan, maybe wrong, but Ronnie Parade looked emptier than usual on Saturday. We had over 3,000 home fans, so it was decent. Not as much as I'd like to see. I'd like to see 4,000. Els Vlogs. Yo man, Aidan, hypocritical, I know. So after you went 3 down against Brighton, I'd never seen a stadium as empty as yours, to be honest with you, mate. But, you know, if you're losing at home to Brighton 3-0, you're not going to stick around and watch it, are you? No, absolutely not. No way. Although I've never walked out of a county game before, mind you. Alright, Els Vlog, sub me and I'll drop a sub back now. Can I sub you now? No, I can't sub you right now, but I'll look for you afterwards, mate. Marussia Gaming, Exeter record signing, 100k. But then look at all the money you've got from selling players over the last few years. I mean, you've made an absolute mint, haven't you? That's why you've got the money to upgrade your stadium, because obviously you've made such money. What was his name? Was it Grimes you sold and to Swansea for like 2.5 million or something like that? That's just crazy money, isn't it, for this division? Absolutely unbelievable. But good for you though for bringing those players on. What passes? We played long balls and Mansfield played let's swap shirts during the game. Well, we played some long balls, but we still played some good football too, and we were putting the ball into the box. We were playing it down the wings really well as well. At the end of the day, Mansfield weren't even in the game, and Steve Evans could only justify it by calling us a long ball team. Oslogs, who will be the next Everton manager? Now, it depends on which direction they're going to go in. Are they going to go for experience, or are they going to go for an up-and-coming young manager? Now, if it's an up-and-coming young manager, I'd imagine Sean Dyche will be on their radar. But with Carlo Ancelotti available, would Everton be a project he'd be up for? Probably not, but they got a lot of money. They could offer him the money with this new benefactor that they've got. But then at the same time, say, right, and in January, here's 50 million to spend, get us 2 or 3 players with that to add to the current squad, and then this is your team then. It may be tempting enough for him, so, but personally I think Sean Dyche could be the next Everton manager. Liam Phelps, 12 Football League promotions throughout his career, struggling at the moment, but simple as Steve Evans is one of the best managers in this division. You don't get 12 promotions for nothing. Well, Graham Westley got 3 straight promotions, nearly 3 straight promotions from Conference to League 2 to League 1 and then to playoffs. He's obviously doing something right to get 12 Football League promotions, of course. He's doing something right, but I think there's better managers in this division than him. Because, at the moment, based on their form and what their current teams are doing right now. Right, Yaya Toure hasn't moved yet, but apparently he's agreed to it. Well, there we go. Anyway, Moosha Gaming's away. Thanks very much for getting involved, mate. All the best, and good luck to Exeter. So Yaya Toure, New York City. They're taking in a lot of the older players, but no, fair play. You're going to get players like that in, they're going to make their young players better. So it's worth having that experience in their team. 2-2 score prediction, Newport on Saturday. What do you think? I think 2-2 could be a good call, actually, to be honest with you, mate. 2-2, 1-1. Maybe someone might pinch it 2-1, 1-0. M. Fisher. We've struck gold with Flynn. Absolutely. Agree with that 100%. Top man, still learning the trade. Just got to keep him for a bit. Yeah, I think we will keep him for a while. And I think as long as we keep Lenny Lawrence and Wayne Hatswell at his side for now, then I think we're going to be successful. I think once he's ready to go off and do it completely by himself, and Lenny's ready to move on, that's going to be when people may be interested in him. But 2 managers I mentioned earlier, Tisdale and Ainsworth, if anybody's going to come for a good manager at League 2, they're the 2 they're going to look at first, in my opinion. But Flynn, the way he's going, he could end up being offered a big job. Hopefully we can keep a hold of him. If we play properly, we will beat Notts. That's a bold statement, and Phelps is saying 3-1 County, same as last season, mate. But Notts County are a really good team. Oh, 3-1 County Saturday. Which county exactly do you mean? Notts or Newport? If we play properly, we'll beat Notts. Yeah, well, if we're on a good day and they're on a bad day, yeah, we could win. But we've got to wait and see. It's not going to be an easy game, that's for sure. Who will win the Premier League? Well, that's easy. Man City all day long. Absolutely no contest anymore. Man City will win that with ease. They'll have it. I think they'll be about 15 points clear come Christmas. Bobby Beckford, is the Newport Visitor Warsaw match on TV? Right, it is on TV. It's on S4C, and I'm sure there will be English subtitles. If not subtitles, there will be English commentary. Big man, are Tottenham more favourites to the title than Man United? I'd have to say so. I think they got used to playing at Wembley. They've done a lot better at adapting to the big stadium than what West Ham had done at the Olympic Stadium. They battered Liverpool 4-1, of course, on the weekend. So they're going to go from strength to strength now, Tottenham. Man United, I think the wheels are slowly starting to come off on that when they've had a good start. But that's going sideways for them now, unfortunately. Well, fortunately, to be honest, I don't like Man United. Aiden. I hate walking out, but after Friday I couldn't bear to watch that shit. Yeah, sends a message to the Dildo Brothers and that witch Brady. Yeah, I think if someone looks to come in and buy you out, put a little bit of money into you and get the right manager in, I think you should urge your owners to take that. Right then, guys, we're coming up to 45 minutes, so I'm going to have to ask you to put your last questions in. Yeah, this has been a great one, guys. Thanks for firing them at me. You've kept me on my toes tonight. Ellis Williams, if we were to get promoted, who would you want to go up with? I don't know. To be honest with you, I actually wouldn't care who comes up with us. If we went up, I'd just be happy that we went up, to be honest. Charlie Corton, picking up points, well, you could say, but this past week, both games should have both. Agree, I think against Colchester, if Labadie takes that chance in the first minute, we'll go on and win that game. Mansfield, if we weren't so sloppy at the back, we'd have won that game too. It just goes to show, you know. I mean, little individual errors and not taking your chances can cost you. Fine margins in football. This time last season, we would have taken that, but with the team, are we happy with this? Well, I think you've got to be happy with the position that we're in. I mean, we're still in a playoff place, which is absolutely great, and teams around us are dropping points left, right and centre, but then also winning games as well. So as long as we keep up with our current form, we've got a good chance of getting playoffs, mate, you know. Ian Phelps, Aaron Williams' thoughts, in great form at Brackley at the moment, something like 13 goals. Whoa, bloody hell, I didn't think there was that many. Worth a look when he comes back in January. Not better than the 3 at the moment, but better than Quigley. End of the day, if he's finding the net, then he could be used in January. So I personally would bring him back and put him in the team. But it depends on how our strikers are playing at the time. If it's no good bringing him back, we may as well let him finish the season off and see what we can get from him next year. Still young, Aaron Williams, mind. Big man, I don't understand Flinney played 3 defensive midfielders on Saturday, Bennett being the most attacking. Well, at the end of the day, like I said, if it wasn't for a lapse in concentration, we'd have won that game. So I think we've got to trust what his thought process is, especially when he's got Hatspall and Lenny next to him helping him. Liam Phelps, National League, half the league is London based, would never want to go back there as an off topic. Absolutely, no. I wouldn't ever want to go out to the National League. I just love being Newport County in the Football League, you know. Wouldn't want that to ever change. If McGolski, good shape, starts on Saturday, Newport will win. Good shade. Aidan, see you at Wickham. Night, mate. Good night, mate. Thank you very much again. Liam Phelps, Champions League winners in your opinion, AFAC and English teams get this year. English teams have done well so far. I think English teams will all go far. I think they'll all qualify from their groups. I see Man City having a good one. I actually think Tottenham could do well in it this year as well. I think Chelsea should do well. And if Liverpool can sort their defence out in January, then they could do well too. But they've got to sort that defence out and possibly get a new keeper, because at the moment it's scandalous how bad their defence is. Scandalous. You know, how can you have such a good attack who can't go and do their job because they're too worried the defence is going to cock it all up for them? You know. But the best, I think, the winner of the Champions League possibly could be Paris Saint-Germain this year. I think they've got a frigging banging team, as much as they're probably going to get done on financial fair play grounds. I think they'll still go on, possibly to go on and win it. Real Madrid might not be strong enough, Barcelona possibly, but Paris Saint-Germain would be my favourite, but possibility that Man City could go through and go and win it. Rob Parsons, night mate, night big man, night Phelpsy, and Fisher, great stream, all the best over the pond, Exile. Good man, thank you very much for joining us, mate. Ellis Williams, 2-1 Newport, great. Bluebirds TV, thumbs up to you too, mate. Thanks, guys. Yeah, I've really enjoyed this. It was good coming straight from the Walking Dead to this. Yeah, it's been a good night. And again, rest in peace, Rob Powell. Absolutely gutted for the boy. Nice, absolutely lovely guy. And one thing, Welsh Rugby Union. After my blog about them, I got given a free Welsh Rugby Union badge. I always wear my Amber Army badge, and I'm going to wear my Welsh Rugby Union badge with the Amber Army badge at every game this season, just to show a togetherness, a stand of togetherness. Lee Saunders, great blog as ever, thanks mate. The wife wants to know when we will win the half-time draw. Look mate, I actually buy tickets myself hoping I'm going to win it too, so I know exactly where you're coming from by not winning it, because I've never won anything on it too. But at the end of the day, what I like is knowing that even though I don't win, the club are getting some money. It's great. But I hope you guys, I hope everybody gets a chance to win at some point. And if Chris Ball with the last word, cheers mate. If I could fix it, I'd win it every time. Now love Mondays. Well, Monday isn't usually a great day, first day back in work after the weekend, of course. But no, it's obviously for an evening. It's been a nice evening. I've enjoyed The Walking Dead. I've enjoyed this, but obviously it was a bad news day today for certain. So rest in peace, Rob, and thoughts are with everybody. All your family and all your loved ones, mate. All the best. And thank you to everybody else. We're going to call time on it now. So, as per usual, cheerio for now and up the county. Good night, everyone.